Hey y'all, welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be looking at the energy of Miss Nicki Minaj or Miss Onika Tanya Mirage Petty. This is going to be a pretty general reading, see what's going on with her. She's been pretty quiet as of late, and I know that she announced that the album was not coming out on the 27th, and I feel like that was a trick to kind of trick people that have been watching her and anticipating this album coming out. In my personal opinion, I just feel like it was very kind of ironic that she announced her album coming out months and months ago around that March 27th date. And a lot of other people started announcing projects around that specific date, as well as rollouts and singles. And so I just thought that was pretty interesting. And the events that occurred around that date are interesting as well. So somebody trespassing on her property being one of those events. However, this is going to just be general, see what's going on with her because she is quiet, and just kind of get a peek behind the curtain and also tap into the energy of her album. Maybe we'll get a timeline to see when that'll come out, or at least see what's going on with the project. Is it done? Is it still moving forward this year? Can we still expect that sometime soon? So with that said, everything said in today's reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I've stated in previous videos that this channel is not a fan or stan YouTube channel. I'm just purely reading on the energy of the cards with a non-biased opinion. So if you came here looking for something else, then I may just not be the reader for you. But as I say in all my videos, take what resonates, leave what does not. But I'm thankful that you're here nonetheless. So I'm going to start with the oracle cards to check in her current energy, and then of course, as always, we'll move into the tarot. All right, and then we have cock blocking at the bottom. So immediately as I was looking at the jackpot card, so for the jackpot card, I was seeing her advertise for her perfume and what else does she sell? Oh, her nails. So her businesses that she has separate from her music. So I feel like that is very prominent in her energy right now. Same shit, different day with the groupie. I'm just feeling and seeing her stance or the barbs themselves. So very supportive. They're gonna definitely push whatever endeavor she's pursuing business wise, no matter if it's the music or if it's her doing her own branding. But she's definitely going to always get the support from the Barbs. Immediately, as soon as I saw Groupie, I heard Barbs and saw that. So, however, for the cock blocking, this to me, and I'll confirm in the tarot, there's something here about her music where she's not able to release her project right now. She may have some roadblocks currently for her album rollout. And if I'm not mistaken, if you guys can correct me in the comments, but I do recall her saying that there's something going on with her label or somebody's preventing her from either working and or releasing this project. And so I'm getting the sense that there is some truth to that, that there is someone behind the curtain that is essentially, I wouldn't, like I'm hearing sabotage. There may be some sabotaging here where they're trying to block her from releasing this project, but in that case, let's piggyback off of that. Why are they trying to sabotage her project? And then, wow, yeah. And I got chills as soon as I saw the too busy winning and then scarcity tactics. So, too busy winning to me is telling me that they do not like her success. I think we've kind of just seen that throughout her career. She's been winning for a very long time. And at least in my personal opinion, they kind of want to put a stop to that because she's not giving or maybe not sharing the wealth with others because we have scarcity tactics here. And I'm just feeling like also this is why we see these random lawsuits come out because it's like trying to disarm your enemy in a sense, trying to suck up their resources, ensure that they don't continue winning. So that's why they're trying to sabotage her. They're trying to find other ways to disarm her for even being able to fund whatever the label is not putting in it. And I feel like at least in the energy, even if she does not have the label support, she's able to also do this on her own independently. And I don't think that the powers that be really like that about her. All right, rejected, ghosted, ignored. Yeah, and even though she is winning, she has her businesses that are separate from her music. Allegedly, it feels like people have like tried to reach out to her, try to collaborate with her, even throughout the smear campaign, negative press. I also feel like there are brands or people that have brands that have tried to reach out to her and want to put her face on it or try to collaborate because I'm seeing, if you guys remember I think it's the Marc Jacobs campaign she did. I'm seeing her do that photo shoot. This was at this point years ago. So even fashion houses or brands like that, prestige brands have tried to reach out to her, but she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not with it. I'm just going to start my own, do my own thing. And I feel like that's also pushing her to release her nails and her perfume. So I'm also getting the download that she may even have other businesses that are going to be sprouting up. Like I'm seeing the word sprout, like a plant has been seeded and it's literally sprouting up out of the ground. So she is quiet, but it seems that she also may have some other projects or brands that she is going to release in addition to her perfume and her nails. So be on the lookout for that if that is true. All right, and then we have romantic love affair, sex fix, secret lover, passion over loyalty, and then we have fake accounts lurking on your socials. Can't stop watching you. I immediately heard the word X. Let me see a couple cards. Yeah, cog blocking actually came out this time and threatening. Power plays though, controlling presence, you feel unsafe. And then moving here. Immediately romantic love affair. I want to come back to that because I was immediately seeing like one of her exes. I mean, literally just be watching her play, watching her when she tweets, kind of just seeing what's going on with her. Like I don't get that she's having an affair on her husband. That's not what I'm getting at all. Because it feels like there may be someone that she may have been tied to that I'm just gonna be straight to the point. It just feels like whomever this person is going back to her opposition or be feeding information about her to them or I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like it just feels like this is somebody that is kind of contributing to what the quote unquote hate train intentionally, and they're watching her. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they have tried to like reach out to her, like DM her, trying to see if they can essentially like get their claws back in her. But it feels like somebody that she has had an alleged relationship in the past. They watch her very closely so that they can feed into her opposition with this cock blocking and this threatening. And I just said the word disarming, and I'm getting that again where they have tried to disarm her in different ways with the lawsuits, and also now feeling like people as well. People try to infiltrate her camp, infiltrate her life, so that they can continue to cock block her and just kind of, like I said, I just get the word disarm, disarm. So it just feels like she has way too much power. They feel like that she doesn't need them, whomever this is, the powers that be. And so that's what it's feeling like to me, that they don't want her to do this on her own. Like they want her to run out of resources so that she has to rely on them. And then this moving card is interesting as well because I feel like this is also contributing to the reason as to why she moves around a lot. She does not tell people her next move. You may think that she is doing one thing, but she's slowly building up something completely off the wall, like you at least expected, because she has to continuously move around so that nobody can clock her. Essentially, that they can't really tell what, who, where, why, what is she doing right now. And so there's a reason for that, you guys. Like that's what it's feeling like to me. There's a reason for everything that she does. Like she has to be very controlled and tactical with these people because it feels very what is that book by Robert Greene? This feels very like 48 Laws of Power type of energy, okay? Because they are literally threatening her in different ways and allegedly threatening her life, okay? So I'm going to move these cards up and then I'm going to pull from the tarot now. So what is Nicki Minaj saying? What's going on with her? All right. So we have Five of Pentacles and Five of Wands, two fives. She has a lot of change going on in her energy since we have two fives right here. So I'm going to clarify what that change is. All right, sorry, y'all. I had to move the cards over. But it's like even now behind the scenes, she's having to defend herself. Something to do with money here, trying to make sure that her money is going to continue to be stable, fighting for it. Because we also have Seven of Wands here, which is very much defending yourself. And if you can see in the Wands, is somebody who's standing the ground. They have all of this opposition here, these Wands, like people coming after her. And it feels like she knows this. She knows that these people are trying to make her be in the energy of poverty, but she's willing to fight and going to fight and defend herself at this time. We have Nine of Wands. Yeah, defending yourself. You're fighting a good fight, somebody bandage. But this is a good sign that you are going to overcome whatever adversity you are facing at this time. So I just heard the word warrior. Definitely feeling that in her energy. She is a Sagittarius. It feels very fiery. All these wands here already. And so she's not somebody that you can easily take down. But even now, presently in her current energy, she's just fighting to make sure that they cannot disarm her, that they cannot harm her either. Because I'm feeling like this is also not only fighting in the business aspects, emotional and all those things, but physically as well. All right, so we have Ten of Cups, Two of Wands. So currently challenging her is having to do with planning for the move for her family right now, what they're going to do. And it feels like that's incident with the trespassing has definitely done some, I would say maybe some emotional damage in terms of feeling safe in your home. And so it feels like right now they're trying to figure out what their next move is, trying to plan where they're going to go, this globe here as well, where they're going to move permanently, or at least for the time being, just for safety reasons. More importantly, I feel like she really loved her place and her home, but as soon as it became a danger and the fact that so many people knew where she lived, it's like now we need to move. We need to also make sure that we have some precaution there to ensure that this does not happen again. But that's currently challenging her right now is this move. And if you guys know, because I'm also getting this energy too, that selling a property is not easy. It's not something that can be done in a day. And so it feels like they're trying to figure out not only, selling the home, if that's the case, but where are they going to purchase a home, or is it going to be temporary? So that's also something too. And that can also bleed money as well. So she has all of these things happening industry wise, but there's something here about them trying to plan their home. And that is not cheap. So she has a lot going on in that regard. All right, let's see what else is going on with her. All right, so we have Three of Cups to the Tower here. Not only is her home life, her physical home, challenging her right now, but there's also this challenge about the news getting out, the blogs talking about this tower moment, this trespassing situation, and the need for her to move her home. I'm just feeling like she does not want the blogs to broadcast where she lives. Like I'm seeing, those drones that I don't know how coincidentally TMZ gets their hands on them, but the drones that fly around people's homes, and it feels like she just does not want that energy wherever she decides to go because they're going to be watching her. And I'm also seeing Britney Spears, so something similar where they try to surveil Britney, they're going to try to surveil her, and she just does not want the public to know going forward where she lives because it's going to cause a tower moment for her. I think anybody in her position would feel that way, but it feels like they would actively go out of their way to publicize this information, and so it feels like she's going to have to try to keep this under lock and key, maybe some NDA signed as well going forward. With her husband's situation, I'm not really sure how feasible that is, but she is going to just try to protect her family as much as she can so that this information is not publicly available so that anybody can just run up on them. So that's crowning her. It doesn't feel like it's her album. I'll say that right now, you guys, the barbs that are watching, maybe. This feels more of her safety as her first concern at this point. Um, all right, so now we have Wheel of Fortune. Two of Swords here. So hopes and fears for her is that there's something here about money as well. Like I said a minute ago, selling a home and at the same time potentially buying a new home is challenging in itself. But it's almost like for her, she's gonna have to cut something off to make it go forward. And the cutting off, I'm feeling like allegedly could be her putting the album on pause until she can get this situated. Is what it's feeling like, kind of trying to make a decision on what her focus is going to be on at this time. And I'm also hearing her son, what does she call him, Papa Bear? So yeah, that's her number one priority. And it's like she has to juggle between not only appeasing her fans, but just making sure that her and her family are safe as well. There's also something here about the court date coming up for the guy that tried to trespass on her. Like Spirit is showing me his mugshots. I did see that there was a court date set. I think maybe at the time of this reading, today is April 11th. I think it's next week. So there's something here in energy about that. So let me clarify that real quick. Why am I seeing one? What's the energy of the guy that tried to trespass? Seven of Swords. Four of Swords. Y'all, I'm going to show you the rest of the cards here because we have Four of Swords, the Moon, the Sun, Queen of Pentacles, the Mother. Allegedly, I don't know if this is going to come out in court when he goes or how much information is going to be publicly released. But I'm feeling like you intentionally literally went over there to hurt her, to try to lay her to rest. You see somebody in here like in a, I don't really want to say this too much on the channel to even put that in the energy, but it feels like he allegedly tried to literally physically harm her. The secret, someone allegedly may have tried to set this situation up. There's this hidden energy, this illusion. And then you see her baby, her son here, and then the world trying to close this cycle out for her. So this is someone that feels like they really tried to harm her physically. Okay, there's something here about materials on his persons. So I don't know if they may have tried to search him or his belongings, but there's more to the story here, especially with this Seven of Swords energy. Literally, I'm gonna pull it up because I'm still getting downloads as I'm talking to y'all. But somebody leaving, did he leave? Was it Alabama, Mississippi, or something to travel all the way to California to even go to her house directly? Like somebody literally traveling from afar with these swords here to go pay somebody a visit. Okay, sorry, y'all, I didn't know it was blurry, but pay somebody a visit to try to harm her and her family, you guys. Like that's what it's feeling like to me. Since his energy has come up, because I wasn't going to directly tap into it. However, I'm curious to know what is going to be the outcome of that situation for her. The outcome in the situation for her and the trespassing person. All right, so we have Ace of Wands here. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. It feels like there have been some people that have been plotting and planning on her. As soon as I got the Three of Pentacles, it feels like somebody has planned this entire thing. Okay, like from start to finish, how they were going to build up this case, how they were going to build up even getting to this point. So this feels orchestrated allegedly. Somebody putting this wand in his hands and feel empowered to do so. And then we have Ten of Swords here. Four of Pentacles. This person that was going to carry out this mission, is what I'm being called to call it, a mission. It feels like they felt betrayed by the outcome. They didn't think that it was going to go this way, but they were going with the intention of making some money so that they could have some financial stability. You see he's holding all these coins because he traveled far and wide. He thought this was going to be an opportunity to make a lot of money. What will be the judgment of the courts? How do the courts feel about the situation? I'm hearing Democrats. All right, so we have Two of Pentacles, to the Magician. I'm going to clarify the Two of Pentacles. All right, so we have Two of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles for the clarifier. And again, the Magician came out again. So like I said, it feels like this has been orchestrated. Somebody definitely put that wand in his hand. Somebody that was trying to manifest a situation. I feel like, in my personal opinion from these cards, you guys, because as soon as I got Democrats, I did not get a good feeling about that because it feels like the court system regarding this case is going to juggle with how to go about it because it's like they're going to have to figure out whether or not they want to be corrupt allegedly in this situation and have it go one way, but it's like they don't want to appear to play their hand too much because there have to be some type of fairness or judgment in the situation because he literally did trespass on someone's property. So it's like how do we not seem unbiased while still being biased at the same time? It feels like they're going to potentially present it in a way of him being like a wanderer, him just kind of what's the word? It's like there's gonna be some downplaying as to his role of what his intentions truly were. It doesn't feel like they're going to judge this to their fullest capacity. Like they're just going to pacify the bare minimum because there's just something here about the way they're going to present him, this pentacle, without showing their hand. No, he's just a young man that lost his way and he's going to get his life together. When really, this was something that, to me, feels like there was some planning here, but it's not going to be presented that way in the courts. All right, so we have Five of Swords to Four of Cups here at the bottom. Are they gonna try to? Is the court's gonna try to offer him something? I would say even the courts are trying not to have too much public outcry from the barbs when this commences from the court's perspective. They don't want the public outrage to come for them. So it's like take it or leave it type of energy. You want justice, and this is the justice that we're going to serve. This is supposed to be a quick, fast situation to allegedly lay that family to rest, but it did not happen that way. But we're going to give you some type of justice, but you better take it and leave it because this is we have the power here. It's feeling like so her fans may really have some choice words to say about the situation because it may not be the justice that they are looking for, or it may not be enough justice, if you catch my drift. Okay. Ooh. I hear money talk but BS walks. So I feel like he's gonna deny that anybody offered him any money. It's like he's gonna take the hit for this. He's gonna take the consequences for this. He's not going to out who really put him up to this with this pentacle, this offering up this money here. He's gonna deny that he took any payment, anything from anybody trying to offer him this job, but that doesn't feel like that's the truth, okay? All right, so now we have the Star to Queen of Swords here at the bottom. Yeah, there's just something here about the judge with this Queen of Swords, either a judge or an attorney, maybe the state attorney. I don't know who is prosecuting this case. I don't know how that works, to be honest. If I don't know if this is the DA or whomever this is. However, there's just going to be some challenges of trying to prove his intention around what he did or allegedly what happened. But I think the writings are going to be on the wall, but the truth of the matter is still kind of hidden here. But yeah, I don't think that they're going to pursue him to the fullest extent of the law. It just feels like they're going to treat it like somebody, like I said, like a wanderer lost his way and he just so happened to end up at her house. But I don't think that the public is going to get the full scope of what his intentions truly were. And from what I've seen, it's not as simple as that. He had some intention to do some harm, okay? That's what it's feeling like allegedly in the cards. Like I'm getting chill just reading on the court case itself, okay? So I'm going to pivot a little bit to talk about her album and see what's going on there. All right, so what's the energy of her album? All right, that was the first two cards that popped out. So we have Queen of Wands, which would be her. She is a Sagittarius. And then we have Death here, and then we have the Chariot. Okay, so y'all don't get mad at me for saying this, but the album is coming. It is full steam ahead with the Chariot card. But it's like once this album is released and it's done and she's completed her rollout for this project, y'all, this may be it. Like literally, this may be the end of music. I wouldn't say music for her. I would say more so of her putting out for the time being a solid full Nicki Minaj project. Like I'm hearing mixtapes. I feel like she may do some feature runs too. But as far as her dealing with this industry stuff and the sabotage, I just feel like she's ready to dead it. Okay, she's ready to do it her own way. She's ready to be a legacy act at this point. And when I say legacy, I mean like somebody that's like more retired but not retired. If you catch my drift. But it's just like she's just done. She's just tired of these industry things, and she has her son to think about too. Like when I say this trespassing situation has shook her up, and this is what's crowning her right now, it has definitely done some damage on her psyche, okay? And as a mother and a wife, like it feels like it's doing a lot on her because it feels like I would even say she may have some guilt around it as well, like bringing this on her family allegedly, which is unfortunate. But that's just what I'm feeling like. Is her? It feels like her family is her number one priority right now. Like she's gonna help you guys. She's gonna give you guys what you're asking for, but do not expect anything else after this album slash rollout tour. Maybe it's over with, but it's coming though. It's still coming. It feels like it may already be, if not done, like close to done. All right, so we have Ace of Cups. And then we have the High Priestess. So also I'm seeing the word vault. So she's very much trying to keep this under lock and key. She's trying to make sure that there are no leaks. There's no one that has heard the album or has access to it that she does not trust. It feels like it's in good hands. She knows who to trust and who not to trust in that regard. But as far as the energy of the project though, y'all, she's gonna go in. She's gonna put her full heart, soul, mind, body into this project. It feels like this is something, I'm hearing the word like dream come true. So this is something, at least in the energy, it feels like this is something she's gonna put so much of her emotions, her energy, how she truly feels in this project. Spirit is also saying this is like she's coming, y'all. Like she's coming. It's like coming for blood. And I'm feeling like there also may be a sparring match between her and some other rappers as a result of her album coming out. Not before, but there's something to do with either her singles or her album is going to trigger some sparring. Like I know she waxed people before all of this, but it's like it's gonna be felt once this project comes out, and then there may or may not be some responses to her album. Okay. All right. So how will the public? I asked how will the public receive it, and we have Nine of Pentacles. So y'all, she's gonna be making a lot of money off of this project. All right. She's gonna be making a lot of money and a lot of fanfare with it. It's gonna be a very abundant, prosperous time for her with all these pentacles here. This independent woman. I'm also hearing like new sounds. I keep being directed to look at this. I don't know if this is a parakeet. I don't know the birds, but I just feel like there's like the tropical energy or something to do with her home country. I think she's from Trinidad, if I'm not mistaken. But there's something to do with trying new sounds, new elements that she's going to incorporate from other places in this project. But it's going to be good. Y'all are going to like it. All right, then we have the Empress. Yep, it's going to be an abundant project for her because it's also going to be a new direction for her as well. She's, like I said, tapping into some new sounds. She may have a producer or two that she may be introducing or maybe new to working with her that she might also work with. Okay, and then also Two of Cups. I did not see that. So yeah, her collaborations, they're coming up as well, that might play into these new sounds on this project. All right, so now I want to ask, and I don't know how accurate this is going to be, but I'm just going to try it. When to expect this album? When will the album actually come out? To be honest, as soon as she announced March 27th, end of 2025, I knew back then it was not coming on the date that she announced because she always pushes it back. So I'm a little surprised that a lot of people thought that that would be the date because she's notorious for pushing dates back. But let's see if we can predict when this album will be coming out, or at least when the rollout will start. All right, so when will the album come out, or when the rollout will begin? Well, that doesn't help because it's a judgment. There is no zodiac sign tied to the judgment card, but we do have the lovers here at the bottom. So this could be like Gemini season. Gemini season is end of May, is May, June. So perhaps that could be when we have a rollout start for her. So this could be a single, this could be an interview about the project, just kind of leading us, building up the momentum to her album. So we may see something around that time come up. So I just heard for this card, because like I said, there is no official zodiac side to this one, but she's going to be waking the people up. That's what it's saying. Like she's literally going to be blowing her horn of her single or her music, and it's going to be waking people up. Spirit is also saying waking up hip hop, waking up the dying music industry. So yeah, the people need her right now to bring back some life into the music industry. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is another angel card. And then as I was about to start shuffling, Temperance. Yeah, she has some divine energies around her right now, helping her as well. Spirit is also saying protecting her too. So yeah, so her music is coming, y'all. It's gonna be great. I'm actually excited about it. I'm not even gonna lie to you on the show. Let's ask a couple of more questions and then I'll wrap it up. So all right, so we have Three of Swords here as far as her hopes and fears for this project. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a future prediction for her, but it's also like she's considering the fans that she may have lost along the way of her public statements and the controversy and smear campaigns. It's like she knows and she may feel the loss of certain fans throughout this time that could no longer stand beside her because, like I said, it just feels very heartbroken in that regard. Like, it is what it is, but I wish that things didn't have to go this way. because this is potentially going to be her last project for a while. But at the end of the day, it's like she's prepared to take the backlash of not having as much support as she has had before. And with this pink here all around this Three of Swords is giving me this is more her core fan base, the Barbs. I'm not saying she's losing fans. I'm just saying she feels the loss or the shift of her fan base regarding the changes that they have seen of her publicly in her stance on things. Okay, but what's going to be the future outcome for Nicki at this time? Future outcome. Oh, a couple cards fell out. So we have Knight of Swords, and then we have King of Cups here. Two things I'm picking up for these cards. There may be a collaboration she has coming. We have this King of Cups here. This could be the record or the single that might be part of her rollout with the Two of Cups, so two people here. So it could be a collaboration. If not a collaboration, it could be an interview. I'm going to clarify this just to make sure. Eight of Swords to the High Priestess. Okay, if it's not a collaboration, it's like also she may be trusting her intuition as far as this project goes. We have two intuitive cards here, King of Cups and High Priestess in the energy. Okay, like trying to figure out the best way to roll this album out. What songs does she want to release first? Of what's going to feel good for her. But immediately when I pulled the Eight of Swords, like I said earlier in the reading with the Two of Swords to the Ten of Cups, I believe those were the two cards that came out together. It's like she still has some worry about her family situation while she's working. She's going to be worried about her family and how things are going to play out for them because she's going to be working and traveling. And so it's just kind of like making sure they're safe and they're where they need to be. And we don't need to tell them how we're moving and if we're doing interviews or doing appearances. Like just trying to make sure that everyone is where they say they are and that they are okay in the midst of all the public scrutiny and the attacks on allegedly their lives. So it's like she has a lot of stuff she is trying to balance right now. But those two situations are definitely at the top of her energy right now. So future for her, like I said, if it's not a collaboration, which it more than likely will be at some point, it's just this worry about her home situation here and they're moving and planning and making sure that they can take the appropriate steps to get out of their mortgage and home selling. You guys, if you have owned a home, then you know exactly how stressful that time can be. And so, yeah, just there's a lot of things going on with her right now. But that is all I have for today's reading from Miss Nicki. Let me know what you guys think down below. Does this resonate? And that is all I have. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.